My name is Sam Radford. I'm the Vice President for the District Parent Coordinating Council in Buffalo, New York. We're fighting for all of our children. The reality is here in Buffalo, New York, there's a 75% dropout rate for Black and Hispanic males, a 70% dropout rate for our immigrant population, our English language learners. And it's been going on for a long time. It's been over 40 years that we've had this 75% dropout rate. And if you can imagine the devastating impact that it has had on our community, we live with all of those things that you can imagine. And we have an opportunity right now, today, in this moment, we have an opportunity to change that. And so what we're looking to do is mobilize people, mobilize the community, mobilize parents. Parents have been meeting, and we've got ourselves organized to the point where we have a very, very clear message about how we can turn the system around. But the reality is we're not allowed at the table. We're not at the table to be part of a process that can bring about the change and make it better for our children. So we've decided, we had a vote that we will have a day of prayer, protest, and change. We're going to boycott. We're not going to go to send our children to school for a half a day. That half a day is Monday, May 16th. Monday, May 16th, we're asking parents to not send their children to school. And unless your children have a situation where they need to be in school. If your children have perfect attendance and they need to be in school, send them. If your children have a test that day, send them. If you're taking an ELL makeup test, send them. But if you don't actually have to send your child to school, let's send a message to those people who make the decisions about our children and not send them to school that day. We have a number of churches. We have churches all across the city who have stepped up to be part of this process, as well as community centers that have stepped up to be part of this process. So if you need a place to take your children to because you don't go to church or you don't have a church home, True Bethel Baptist Church, 907 East Ferry is a site that will take children and have adult supervision there. Also their downtown site. We heard today Bethesda is also going to be a church site that you can bring them to. If you don't want to take them to a church, you want to take them to a community center, you could take them to the Pratt Willard Community Center. You could take them to the JFK Community Center. You could take them to the Edward Saunders Community Center, the Old Kim Bailey Community Center. So there's a lot of places you could take your children to, but the most important thing is that day. You can also take your kids to work. That's the opportunity. You could take your children to work with you if you're able to do that. But the most important thing that day is we ask if you could take your lunch break from work. If you're not working, if you can just show up, come downtown on the stairs of City Hall. If we can get Nigara Square filled up with parents and caring adults who really are willing to step up at this moment, this time, and show their love for their children, we can have the possibility of doing what's necessary to turn this city around, to turn our education system around. And after we do have this show of love and force at between noon and 2 at City Hall, on the stairs of City Hall, we're asking people to end the day, come and join us with the Buffalo United Front, the District Parent Coordinating Council, for a prayer right there in Nigara Square. We're going to meet in Nigara Square and we're going to pray. And we're going to ask God to intervene. I mean, because we know when they took God out of the school just about 40 years ago, when they took God out of the school, that's when it all started to really go in another direction. So we're praying that God will bring some divine intervention and support our efforts, support our cause, but it needs you. So we're asking you to also be there, support us, and let's, in the end of all this process, give God all the glory.